This conference will now be recorded.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Clear Lines training session. I'm your host, Kipp Cohen. I am here for the next 60 minutes to cover the Clear Lines indicator running on the Medved Trader platform. This is a recorded training session. It will get posted later today to the YouTube page for equity-alerts.com. If you have specific questions for me, I encourage you to get them in early. You can submit them through the GoToMeeting player. You can also email me at kip@equity-alerts.com. This is a twice weekly training session every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 o'clock Eastern. It is geared towards the subscribers of the Clear Lines indicator and for those that are interested in subscribing to the Clear Lines indicator. So for anyone that, again, that's already subscribing to or considering, this session is geared towards you. Just to give you a little bit of a background, for those of you that don't know or didn't know, I was with WiseTrade for 17 years. And when WiseTrade, or WiseTrade's owner, Ally Bank, decided to close down the company, I decided to develop a indicator that would replace the WiseTrade algorithm, WiseTrade red and green lines. I started a company called Clear Trading Systems with a developer who actually used to work for WiseTrade and a trader / developer of indicators. And so we developed the Clear Lines. We originally developed them for TradeStation, and then made a decision to move it over to Medved Trader because of the relationship that Medved had with Ally Invest. The Medved platform was made available for free to subscribers or to customers of Ally Invest, MB Trading Ally Invest. And so we decided that was a good relationship and would allow us to be able to make the indicator available quickly, because timing was definitely of the essence. And so we have enjoyed our relationship with Medved. We love their platform. Even though they don't offer phone support, they are very responsive to emails and to messages sent to them through their platform. I do personally handle support by phone and by remote connection for the things that I can personally handle. If it's beyond me, then I have to get the Medved guys involved. They will take over. But we have found that the marriage of the Clear Lines and the Medved platform have been very powerful, along with utilizing some additional indicators. And So we look forward to a nice long-term relationship together. The clear lines basically are buying and selling momentum lines, and I'm going to actually drop this. They are buying and selling momentum lines, or buying and selling pressure. They are about as close as I could legally get to the wise trade lines without violating any trademark, trade secrets, copyrights, whatever, patents, whatever they had. There are just a couple subtle little differences. You'll notice the clear lines sometimes not quite as smooth in certain instances. You might see a little sharp edge. That actually has more to do with the charting package. You'll notice that the clear lines actually has something that WiseTrade didn't have, which is the up and down arrows. It's a confirmation of a trend reversal. And then, of course, the fact that the one big thing that WiseTrade never had was the ability to overlay their indicator onto a price chart. We have that ability, and to overlay other indicators with it. So it does allow for us to do a lot more with the clear lines that you could have done with WiseTrade. Now, there's a trade-off, obviously. The Medved platform is a little more complex than the old WiseTrade platform. The WiseTrade platform was extremely simplistic. There are some subtle nuances that come along with the Medved that take a little bit of learning, but that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you, to guide you, to teach you. New subscribers to Clearlines will get, if you want, a initial consultation with me. I'll remote connect into your computer using an application called TeamViewer. I will help you install the platform onto your computer, and I will help you develop and build a custom layout. There are some pre-built layouts that when you start up actually will automatically be there, built into the Medved layout library. Only those that subscribe to Clearlines will actually see these two layouts, the Clearlines Active and the Clearlines Swing layout. So this is actually, when you first start up the platform, this is the layout you will see. Hold on, I got to restart. And so during that initial consultation, I will again we'll have a discussion. We'll talk about your needs, and I will help build a custom layout or two for you that suits your trading needs. And then we'll spend some time with you kind of going through setting it up and giving you a one-on-one tutorial of the software. The platform does have a built-in tutorial and help section, which I encourage, if you're stuck or have a question about a certain aspect of Medved, to look it up in the help section in the tutorial, or to save the question for this training session and ask me here, and I will answer to the best of my ability. Sometimes I have to message the Medved guys, which thankfully we communicate on an almost daily basis, and I can message them through Skype, and they're usually pretty quick to respond to me. And then once you get set up, I always encourage you to practice with it for a few days, and then if you're stuck and have some additional questions, I don't mind assisting with another one-on-one session. It's important for me to make sure that you understand how to use the platform and are comfortable with it. And I don't want you to feel lost. So, but again, these twice weekly sessions, and there are a bunch of them that are recorded on our YouTube page, are there for you to review. If you need additional training, and then again, if you need help, you can email me, you can text me, you can call me. At this point, are there any specific questions right now? Any specific questions about Clearlines or about Medved that I can answer? Well, I'm waiting a couple more additional pieces of information. So for those that subscribe to the Clearlines, depending on who your broker is, there could be additional fees. So if you are a Ally Invest customer, you will have one fee associated with the Clearlines, and that's my monthly fee. And there's either $59 a month, or there's an annual. If you pay for 12 months, you get 13 months, so you get a free month. And then there's also a combination of our equity alerts and the Clearlines for $129 a month. And again, if you have an Ally Invest account, that's all you will be required to pay. Now, if you don't have an Ally account, if you are with one of the other integrated brokers, which would be E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, Interactive Brokers, or if you're in Canada, if you have Questrade, the only additional fee you will have will be after 30 days, Medved will charge a monthly fee of $19.99 to access their platform. That is waived if you have a funded Ally Invest account. Okay. If you don't have an account with one of those brokers, if you're with Fidelity or Schwab or one of the other Canadian brokers, you will additionally have a charge for data to power the software. So that would come from, there's a couple of third-party data providers, and oops. Stockwatch is probably even though their website's kind of a pain in the butt to use, and I can help you get that set up, that's probably the least expensive. There's, I believe, Rhythmic, and then I believe Quote Media. I haven't had anybody sign up with Quote Media. They're a little more expensive. I have had some people just open up an account with TD Ameritrade and put a little bit of money in the account to get their data from them. That is another option. They don't require any monthly minimums, and I think you can open an account with as little as about $50, and then you get your data. So that would save roughly $25 a month, and that's only for U.S. customers. There are other, as you can see, this is a full list of all of the data providers. Data comes from either brokers or third-party sources. They also connect with Bitcoin or cryptocurrency brokers. Actually, Coinbase, you can get quotes for free from them if you trade cryptocurrencies. And if you want to get free Forex quotes, you can open a demo account with Interactive Brokers, and they provide free data for Forex that's not delayed. They also have a demo account, but it's delayed stock quotes if you want to use their demo. The brokers that are integrated, and by the way, you can connect with multiple brokerage accounts. So you can see I'm connected through TD Ameritrade, Interactive Brokers, Ally Invest, for MB Trading and Ally Invest itself. But here's a list of all the integrated brokers. Again, there's some cryptocurrency brokers, Gain Capital for futures traders, Rhythmic also, which is Optimus Futures. Quest Trade is Canadian, Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, and Tradier. Those are all integrated brokers. So you can connect your Medved to any of those accounts, and you can trade directly through Medved to your broker, which is a great feature. You just pick which account you want to trade from when you're going to make a trade, and you can trade directly from a chart, or you can open up a trade trade ticket to be able to enter positions. I prefer using the chart trader just because of it's quick and easy. There are a lot of customizable features to the software. Quick access toolbar, which is important. It allows you to quickly access certain things that you might use on a regular basis, like shifting between different time frames and different periods of time, how far back you're looking. That, which is another big difference, that WiseTrade would only allow you to go back 50 periods or 51 periods. You can go back much further, and you can even scroll back. So you can see back, this will let you look back into the 90s, which you could not do that before on WiseTrade. So you can see a lot further history with the clear lines. It is a modular program, so all the windows, they pop out and move around, but they do lock, and they can all be opened and closed as a group or opened and closed individually. I don't encourage opening and closing individually. I encourage using the minimize all button if you're opening and closing the whole group. Hey, Frank, what's up, man? Good to see you. Yeah, I was out last week, guys. I was in Costa Rica on vacation. Had a great time. Thank you, Frank. It was just beautiful. Spent the week with my family, my mom and my brothers, and all of our kids. It was 16 of us, and yeah, had a great time. Thank you. Good to be back. Chris has a question. He says, okay, Kipp, getting used to this new platform, love it, but had some issue placing trades last week. Jim helped with a couple of settings, ready to make trades, but how do I execute? Thought I knew how to do this. Could you cover that and how to place a stop? Thanks. Yeah, so let's do this. I'm going to switch over to my active platform, or my active layout, which is my popper dropper layout. This is the one that I typically use when I'm on the webinar and trading. And I'm just going to pick, let me see if I can find a random stock that might be worth putting in I mean, this is my demo account, so I want something that might be decent at this point. Okay, we'll use ARQL. How about that? So first step is to make sure that when you click on the trading from the chart, that you have enable chart trading selected. Make sure that that is checked, because that's what's going to allow you to make trades from a chart. The next thing you want to make sure is you're on the right account, okay? Make sure you're set to the right account. Now, in the settings, when you go to the dashboard and settings, you're going to have the ability to select which is your default account. So you can set default account. You can also set an account to always open up to this is you'll notice they're color coded. This one's black, has a black line next to it. So this account is saved to this layout. So you can have different layouts that are set to different accounts. Okay. I would get in the habit of just always checking which account if you have multiple accounts. If you have one account, then it doesn't matter. Okay. But if you have multiple accounts, and I know like Frank has multiple accounts, and I know there's some others, you want to always make sure you're checking to see when you're trading which account you're in first. So you can click that drop down. You'll definitely want to have on your quick access toolbar some buttons that like I have, and you can add them by going to like trading and right clicking on the quantity, click add that to the quick access toolbar. That allows you to change the number of shares kind of quickly on the fly, depending on how often you trade and number of shares, but to be able to quickly make that change. I mean, you can do it from here. It just saves a step having it on the quick access toolbar. And then the buy and sell buttons. So you can click buy and sell from multiple places. You can right click on a chart and there's a buy and sell from the chart. You can go to trading and there's buy and sell, or you can do like I've done and you can add the buy and sell button by just putting your mouse over it and clicking add to quick access toolbar. You can add that to the toolbar so that you have quick access to it. So there are multiple ways to make trades. You can also click trading and then open a trade ticket. Okay, that's another way. And you'll see that there's the number of shares up above. You can kind of click, or you can select this way. And then, you know, depending on the order types, you can select market, limit. So I'm going to do from the chart just because that's the way I like to trade, but just realize there are multiple ways to do it. There are multiple ways to enter orders. Right clicking. Actually, you can also go click here to trade, and that opens a trade ticket, trading, new trade ticket, or just clicking the buy or sell button from here on the quick access toolbar, or from right clicking and doing the buy or sell. So if I wanted to short ARQL, okay, and let's say I wanted to short 1,000 shares, then shorting would be selling. So I click the S, or we can right click and click the sell button. That's going to set a capsule. It's going to open up a capsule, and it's not going to do anything with it until I actually left click once with my mouse. What that's going to do is stage the order. Okay, that's all this is doing, is staging the order. All right, so let me step you through that one more time. I hit the sell, and you'll see it's a floating. If I move my mouse back and forth, it's going to go back and forth this capsule. It doesn't connect or do anything until I left click once. Left click once, and that stages the order. Now, there's a checkbox. That's what sends the order to the broker. It's not going to go until I click that checkbox. Now, I have my confirmation turned off. Some of you, when you click the check, there's going to be another window that pops to confirm the order first. It's another step in the process, and I don't want that. When I'm ready, I want to get filled. So I like to stage my order. I like to set it on the chart and get it ready. Okay, so that when I'm ready to punch it, all I have to do is click that little check, and then it sends the order. If I don't want to enter it, I can click the X to cancel that order. Okay. Again, I can hit the sell, click once, left click once to stage it, and then when I'm ready to commit the order, I check it. Okay, I can do it that way. I can go to trading. I can do new trade ticket. I can click 1,000 shares of market, and then I can do the same thing by hitting sell. Now, because I don't have a confirm order, once I click it, hold on a second. Oh, sorry, I didn't hit short. I hit sold. I forgot. There's short on here. So let's try that again. Hold on. Trade, new trade ticket, 1,000 short. There we go. So you can see there's a confirmation that it filled. It opened up the order confirmation right here, filled short 1,000 at 1094. And it's a minus 1,000 because we're short. Now, once you're in the trade, and I'm gonna move this window off. Once you're in the trade, the next step is to set a stop loss or a bracket order. So to place a stop loss, what I typically do is I enter my trades on the left window on my 1 minute, and I put my exits on the right window. Okay, so they'll always have market here, and then I'll have stop or bracket over on this window. I typically use bracket orders. So I'll show you both. So to set a stop first, I click stop, and then remember you're buying, so I have to click the B button. And again, it's gonna allow me to move around the chart, and you'll notice it tells me up above where it says 1,000 STP, it says loss 100. So it's going to tell me wherever I set the stop how much I potentially could lose if my stop's hit. So if I set my stop at 1104, once I click it, it locks it there. Again, it's staged at this point. It's not been committed. I know that if I get stopped out, I'm going to lose $100. Now, if I want to move it down, I can double click on the price, and I can adjust it by upping the arrow or scrolling my mouse up or down. It'll move those numbers, and then I can adjust it. And again, it's not committed until I click send order. And then now I have an order sitting at the broker with a stop at 1105. If I want to change that order on the fly, this is one of the great things I love about the Medved platform. I can put my mouse over this green line, hold down the left button, and I can move this stop loss up or down. And again, it's going to let me know how much my loss would be if I get stopped, and then I modify, send modified order, and now my stop is moved. This is beautiful for when you have to move orders on the fly. When you're adjusting your stops or bracket orders, it makes it so quick. There's no going to a web page, changing the order. It's just move the line up or down, or double click on the value, the number, and then moving it up or down. So if I want to go to break even, 1094, click the check, and then modify. Now I have a stop at break even. Boom, that quick. So if I decided, well, I'd rather have a bracket order, then I can cancel this order and then select bracket. Same thing, I have to click the B to buy. So as I move my mouse around, you're going to see a gain and a loss. And I can start at the top or at the bottom. So let's say my target is this VWAP line right down here at 1073. That's how much I think I'm going to make. I'm targeting VWAP. So I move my mouse there, and then when I get to that point, I click the left button and hold it down, and I don't release. Then I slide up for my stop, the second half of the order. So you'll see it's going to say gain or loss. It's hard to see, but on that green line it says gain or loss because it's calculating based on wherever I set my stop. So if I go to break even, it shows 0. All right, so now I have a gain with nothing and a gain of 210. So worst case scenario, I'm going to break even or I'm going to make 210. So I need to click the check, send order to broker. So now I have a stop loss, which is technically at break even, and I have a take profit, which is if it hits it at 1073, I'm going to make $210 minus commissions. Yeah, this is pretty awesome. This is very awesome. And again, I can move either side of this order. So I can grab or I can click right here on the price. I can double click. So you'll see the left one is my target, the right one is my stop. If I want to move my stop into profit, go to 1091, and maybe I want to move my stop down because I think it's going to drop more. So 1071 is my target, 1091 is my stop. Check. And then I still have to hit the M because I have to send the order. Now I have sent the modified order. Now, no matter what, I should make money, right? Because gain is 30, gain is 230 on the stop and the limit to take profit. Now, obviously, that doesn't account for slippage. If there's any slippage, that can affect your P&L. And we all know slippage does happen. Again, if I want to go back and just set a stop loss, I can cancel that order, hit the X, go back to stop, and then hit the B to buy, and then wherever I want that stop to be, if I want it to be in profit, make sure I make $60, send the order, and now I have a stop at 1088, which is 3 cents away from the ask. You can change those orders very quickly as well. Or if I want to just set a limit, if I'm comfortable with making a certain amount of money and I feel like it's going to get there, I could set a limit to buy at 1083, submit the order. So now I have a limit at 1083. You can do whatever type of order. The only limitations are based upon the broker and the broker's API. So certain brokers have certain order types that they permit. Not all the brokers allow all the order types. I think I can't remember. I think just a regular ally. I don't remember if you can do ally MBT. You can do bracket, but I don't think you can do bracket for just regular ally. And then again, if I want to go back and say, oh, you know what? I want to go back to a bracket. So then we can do our bracket again. Buy. Let's say I want to make sure that I make at least a couple of cents, 4 cents. Make sure I cover commissions. And then I'll put a limit down here. And then boom. Now I've got my order set again. And if it goes up another penny, we'll get stopped out with 4 cents. I really love this feature. To me, this is one of the best things we've got going, is the fact that you can enter your trades on the chart, and you can quickly change the order without having to like go in and to the website and do, fumble through to do an order change. It's very quick. Now, you also have a button right here called flatten. If you're like, I want to get out now, I'm done with this trade, I want to get out. If I click this button, what it's going to do, it's going to put in a market order to buy, and it's going to cancel this bracket. So let's do that exercise. All right. I'm going to click flatten, and you're going to see the instantly get out of the position. Boom. So it closed, it canceled the bracket order, and it exited the position and filled us at 1089. So we made a nickel. So that is great when the markets are moving extremely fast, especially like at the open, and something's like just moving really quick and you don't even have time to place an order to get out. You just want to get out, you can hit that flatten button. Or you can use the reverse button. If you're like, holy smokes, I just made 30 cents and it's flipped the other way. I want to go, I'm up 30 cents and and it looks like it's turning around. I want to go the opposite direction. You can flip the position. It'll exit whether you're long or short and then put it in the other way, which is also very cool. Again, it depends on the broker, but that's another great feature that we have with the platform. One of the things on the settings I want to point out, there is a setting under security. A couple settings. There's one setting here under trading and security. So that I have selected that says never. That's for when you are making your first trade of the day. The Medved platform, if you have not set this to never, it's going to require you to log into your broker one time as long as your Medved is open. So if you don't want to do that, you can just select never, and then it's going to ask to enter your password and then your Medved password, and then that's it. You don't ever have to do it again. The other thing I wanted to point out is under, let's see, under accounts, hold on. I got to remember where this is. Oh, right here, under trading in general, there are confirmations, confirm all transactions before submitting, okay, or confirm flat and reverse. You may or may not want this. I don't want it because that's an extra step when entering trades. You probably already have this selected. You can uncheck it if you don't want to use the confirmation. Or there is I think there's when that confirmation pops up, there's something on that window that says, don't ever do it again. You can turn it off that way as well. It just depends on your personal preferences if you want that or not. Excuse me. Any other questions right now related to this trading or? Nope. Okay. We can try another one. We'll do the same exercise again. This time we'll enter an order, but we will right click and then we'll click just the trade from here. That opens a trade ticket. All right. And let's pick our 1,000 shares, market order, and then short. And again, we're back in ARQL.
Kip, I have a question.
Sure.
This is Mike.
Hey, Mike.
I I have a E-Trade account,
Okay.
and it used to be, I've had it for about 5 years. It used to be real-time quotes, and then they took that away from us. It's delayed, and we can get real-time for $120 a month. So what happens if I link this to E-Trade? Am I still delayed?
You should still have live quotes. Why is E-Trade not giving you live quotes?
They took them away about a year ago.
They took it away.
Yeah, they want me to pay.
Considered you a professional trader?
I don't know. I never got a reason.
Yeah, I would call them and talk to them. You should have real-time quotes. They should not give you delayed quotes.
Okay, I'll call them.
That's a setting with E-Trade, and because yeah, I mean you can't trade on delayed quotes.
No. I have Fidelity also, so I use that for my quotes.
Yeah. Now, is the account still funded?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, they should give you quotes. I would just call them and find out why they've removed it. You would need to install the beta version of Medved because E-Trade actually made some changes this last week. And with their API, the API is what Medved connects to, and they made a login change, and so Medved had to make some changes to accommodate E-Trade's adjustments. But actually, I just had to help one of my clients yesterday with that.
Will E-Trade do all those brackets and stuff that you're talking about?
You know what? I don't have an E-Trade account, and I don't know. Does anyone in here have an E-Trade account that's, do you know if they do bracket orders?
In the reverse and all that, who can answer those questions?
Yeah, let me hold on one second and see. Hold on. It should allow you to do the reverse and the flatten, because that's just basic order. I think that's done through Medved, but to E-Trade, so that shouldn't be an issue. The bracket is going to be the one that they may or may not offer, and I just posed the question to some of my traders in our alerts to see if any of them know.
Okay. So if I do decide to open a new account, is Ally my best choice for all these features?
So the hold on a second. You'll save from having to pay the platform fee by having an Ally Invest account.
Oh, I thought I read you saved it with E-Trade too.
No, you save. Well, you don't have to have data. That prevents you from subscribing to data.
Oh,
So
okay.
the only broker that saves the Medved $20 a month fee is by having the Ally account.
Okay.
So it depends on who your broker is. Will determine. If you'll do me a favor, hey Mike, will you email me just send me an email at kip@equity-alerts.com. Here, I'll post it in here. That way I can get the answers to your questions.
Okay. I will do it.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yep. Okay. So, Chris said, love how it shows the gain or loss price. Yeah, that's something else that I really love, that shows when you're setting a stop or a bracket order. So let's do that again. It's going to show you the potential gain or loss based on where you're setting your stop. So what it's really great for is when you're calculating your risk to reward. So you can real quickly see, all right, well, I'm risking 100 to make 200, so I've got a 1 to 2 risk to reward. That's what I just love about that feature for figuring risk to reward out real quickly. Oh, you know what? Give me a second. I know I can ask. Okay. Let's see if I can get an answer. Good questions. So you'll notice on my charts here, by the way, there's a lot of different indicators, and that's something you can decide upon personally. What indicators work for you? I like to use, in addition to my clear lines, I use on my 3-minute, I use Bollinger Bands. On my 1-minute, I use parabolic stop and reverse. I have a combination of different pivots, daily pivots, the DMARC pivots, and the Fibonacci pivots. And then one of our favorite indicators that we have fallen in love with is volume weighted average price, or VWAP. We use that as a guide to figure out where a stock might be headed towards. So, like, great example is if you got short up here earlier, right around 11, a little bit above $11 on ARQL, and you were trying to figure out, well, where the heck is this stock going? Well, VWAP would have helped guided you, because that's where it went. It came down to volume weighted average price, went a little bit below it, and bounced. The other thing that we utilize is the Fibonacci's of the first 15-minute time frame. So what we do is we'll go to a 15-minute chart, and then draw. I'm gonna expand the view of this so you can see it more clearly. Draw. Oops, why did that happen? Hold on. The Fibonacci extension of the first 15-minute. So this tends to be a very helpful in determining potential target points. So you'll notice, hey Sean, you'll notice, so again, if you got short, let's say, right through here, the clear lines rolled over, you got a red arrow down, and maybe you drew the Fibonacci and it broke below the 127, and you saw the center Bollinger Band, and you got short right here. Hold on, let me draw. You got short somewhere right in here based on clear lines and maybe something else. But you're trying to figure out, well, where the heck is this going? So you had one target right here. You obviously had your first target right here at a fib level. You had another target here. It actually bounced off the 786, went up to the 100 line, and then reversed and went down to the 618, which was below VWAP. So right here, that was your main target. Even though it did go a little bit lower, it actually just missed the 50% fib level right here. So you may have gotten out before that, but this gave you a clear roadmap to where it was going. And then it ultimately bounced off of that level and then gave you another opportunity to get back in because you had an up arrow. Actually, you had two of them. As it went through VWAP, you got another arrow. Could have picked up another 20 cents on the long side. And look where it stalled out right here, which was right at the top of a Bollinger Band. So you can see there's a down arrow, and then we got short just after that, just a few minutes ago. So these levels are great for determining a roadmap of where the stocks are going, or possibly going. Sean has a question. Says, QQQX, where is it going within 1 month frame? Swing trade, fib levels, please. Thanks. Hold on a second. I'm just moving my stop down on this. Actually, I want to move it down a couple more pennies. Okay, so you want to QQQX? I never looked at QQQX. Well, this is very thinly traded. Is this an inverse of the Qs, or is this the actual? Why would you not just use the Qs? That QQQX is very thinly traded. Closed-end fund. Yeah, but it's going to be basically the same as the Qs, right? Hold on. Problem is because it's so thinly traded, it just, let me look at the historical charts. You're thinking about this for long right now? Man, I don't see it just because, and again, I don't give buy, sell, and hold recommendations on specific trades like this. I mean, I can give you my analysis of the charts. And you got a monthly chart that recently rolled over and it's pointed down. We just got a down arrow. You've got a weekly chart that's, for the most part, down. I mean, it's been kind of more of a range recently. Look how choppy the day's been. Real range. I don't see a I don't see a long at this point. You know, if I was to fib, maybe that high. You got support off the 236. I would watch to see if it retests this right down here, this 2067 level. If it retests this and bounces, that might be a point to watch to get long. But right now, with that recent rollback down, on the day, if it breaks this, we're probably retesting the lows from the end of the year, okay, which is down to the 18s. So I don't see it at the current time right now. And let me just look at the cues. I mean, do you see what I saw? Were you able to see what I saw? That why is my snap candles not working? There we go. Yeah, I'm going to say right now, this pullback, you're going to have to wait and see what happens over the next several days, because it's got a potential to really break down here. So that's my 2 cents. All right, guys, any other questions right now? Any other questions? I just got a couple minutes to go. Thank you, by the way, Sean. Chris says, thanks, Kipp, for the help. I can correctly place orders now. We'll tune in and learn again when I can. Cool. Glad you were able to tune in. And again, if you have specific questions in between these twice weekly trainings, sessions, please don't hesitate to email me. You can email me at kip@equity-alerts.com. You can also text me on my cell phone, 972-841-8886, or you're welcome to call me. If you text, I can respond usually pretty quickly and let you know when I can get back to you. This is a recorded session. It will be posted to the Equity Alerts YouTube page, which if you go to equity-alerts.com and then click this little YouTube link, it'll take you to our YouTube page, and that's where the training sessions are posted. And there'll be a description. Obviously, today's we focused on the trading from the chart. And I guess that's going to be it for today. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great afternoon. I will be back on Thursday for this at 3 o'clock Eastern. And some of you, I know I'll see you tomorrow morning at equity-alerts.com. Have a great afternoon. Thank you.